Hi, Kevin Coop here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy, and FaceTime with Michael Sansolo. We happen to be in Phoenix, where we're giving a presentation this week, and so we thought we'd do this together. We're doing it from a hotel lobby as opposed to doing it outside because it's like 112 degrees. It's hot. It's really, really hot. I'm afraid if it doesn't melt the camera, it's going to melt me. Yeah. Anyway, what we want to talk about a little bit, because we've been talking about this kind of stuff ad nauseum lately, is the whole Amazon Whole Foods thing. And what's interesting is I got an email from a Morning Newsbeat reader, and I like to think Morning Newsbeat readers are really, really smart, and this proved it. But she was kind of annoyed because she'd been reading commentary that she'd read someplace else, not on Morning Newsbeat, and she just didn't understand why they didn't understand the implications of this deal. And it was really interesting. Like, one of the things she said was that she had read this commentator who said that they didn't understand. Well, wait a minute, Stop and Shop is the same size as Whole Foods. Would people get upset if Stop and Shop were being bought by Amazon? Probably not, but people
Actually,
who say that.
I think they probably would.
You think so?
I think a merger or an acquisition of that size would raise hackles. And, you know, let's keep in mind, the big change here is someone has gone from the electronic commerce arena into the brick and mortar. And if it was, I think if it was Stop and Shop, people would be saying, whoa, what does this mean? Well, maybe not as much.
Certainly not as much. Although the interesting thing about deal is they'd be getting Peapod as part of it, which would be kind of interesting. If they bought Ahold, I think it'd be a lot more noteworthy than if they're just buying Stop and Shop, which is part of a bigger company. There was another comment where somebody said that, some commentator apparently said that this is a symbol that Amazon is waving the white flag on e-commerce, which just strikes me
makes no sense.
So much nonsense, right? What are they not paying attention? I mean, this person doesn't have kids.
Yeah, you know, this could be a case, though, that everyone is looking for something to analyze out of this. And you know what? It's a big deal. And we have been talking about it. It's a big deal. There's no two ways about this. No one should poo-poo it. But they're not. What white flag? They have attacked. No one in the middle of an attack is in the middle of surrendering, which is what a white flag stands for. If anything, they may have raised a red flag because they're charging at stuff. I don't understand that comment. Maybe somebody sees something I don't see, but boy, I don't see surrender.
Well, and if we're going to use the flag metaphor, if you're racing a race car and they wave the black flag, that means you're in trouble. This is Amazon waving the black flag at pretty much everybody else. There was another observation that somebody said, well, the impact on the industry is not going to be felt for years. I think that's nonsense. And there was also somebody who said that this isn't a particularly good fit because Amazon is good as packaged goods and Whole Foods is good at prepared foods, and how does it fit? That, to me, is the advantage.
Perfectly.
Yeah, you're right, exactly.
And one of the things, and you have talked about this, and I know we've discussed this, that if you look at the Whole Foods consumer and the Amazon Prime consumer, there's a lot of similarity between the two. So they are getting a built-in base from which to expand. You know, it's almost a case where this is a really big deal, and people may be struggling to accept, first of all, that it is a big deal and how big it is. Yeah. And I think that's what these comments are telling us. No one really knows what tomorrow is going to bring, even us.
True, absolutely true. I'm reminded, as you say that, of Ron Darling and Keith Hernandez, who do the
two sages, of course,
do the color on the Mets games, and we should only be so smart, right, and have those gigs. But one of the things they say is, you know, they're paid to overanalyze every pitch.
Absolutely,
right? I mean, and you have to be a little bit careful of that. There was also this other commentator who said, apparently, well, maybe the industry should start watching this because maybe something out of this, something big will happen. It's like, yeah, this was something big. How do you not get this?
But let's also recognize that this is one of those cases. There is this world at large that doesn't really follow supermarkets because they don't really matter to them. And then there's people like us, people who read Morning Newsbeat, who it's all that we do. We've been watching it. You've been watching it. This is a big issue. Suddenly the rest of the world, it's as if they notice that, oh my God, retail is in the midst of upheaval. I'm sorry. We are, and they're noticing, and it's like, oh, did you guys see this? Well, yeah, we did. I don't think any of us saw this deal coming, no, but we knew stuff was coming.
No. I have to say, I do feel a little vindicated because I feel like I've been writing about this
stuff
stop
for 15 patting your
years,
back, yes.
But I can't help it.
It's true,
anyway,
you have been.
But, you know, listen, but it wasn't hard. If you pay attention, right? If you have kids, if you have a computer, if you ask a UPS driver how many packages in that truck have Amazon labels on them.
If you look at all the stores that are out of business in the mall that's nearest to you, something is happening. And really, we don't know fully what the implications are, but something's happening.
Oh, huge. And we're going to have a lot of fun talking about it and writing about it. Anyway, that's what's on our minds this Thursday morning. And as always, we want to hear what's on your mind.